Hello there. Thanks for being here again this week as we now try to land the tips we're sharing on how to put together your own life plan. If you remember from last week, what I said was, in putting this plan together, it is called reverse engineering. You start from the farthest point, you paint that picture, and you begin to walk it back to where you are. Now, if what you find in year zero is too steep for what you can attack, you can actually shake it forward again. Sometimes you can still land at the same point, or you may even need to adjust it. Maybe 20 million is no longer realistic. You think what you should be doing instead. Now, in doing this, you are not just plugging figures into cells. Like one of my friends used to say, there is no business that does not make money on Excel. It's not random plugging of figures. What I've been hitting on in this my quotation is that you can't feature in a future that you can't picture. This process helps you to paint that picture. What do I mean? I mean, when you are painting the first point, which is year 15, it is not just arbitrarily plugging in figure. It's a statement of what will you like to do, where will you like to be when you are 45, assuming you are 30 right now. And what does that entail? You need to answer questions like, by this time, how much investment would I like to be making? By this time, what should be my salary if your plan is to have a job? By this time, how many businesses should I be having? And what in count? And what should they be giving me in dollars? You need to be able to decompose this figure into specific things that will drive it. That is why the first job is to paint the picture of that future. Only then can you feature in it. See, this thing I'm telling you, I've been doing it for over 20 years. And this same technique I'm sharing with you was what I used to achieve some of the significant things I've achieved in my life that, considering where I started from, I never thought was possible. Let me share two with you. Remember I told you that I lost my dad when I was 9. And when I got into the university, my very first year, my decision was that, look, I was not going to get married until I became a chartered accountant. And I had a target of becoming a chartered accountant before age 30 or by age 30 at the latest. So what did I do? At that time, I got into the university in 1991. And that was my first plan. Alright? So it meant that my first plan was a 10-year plan, because at this point I was 20 and I wanted to achieve this by then I was 30. So I was just getting into the uni at this time. Alright? So I had 4 years in the university, even though it became 6 because of ASUU strike. And so I had 4 years. Now, at that time, ICANN was fail one, fail all. There was no, you can accumulate papers. And I had to write PE1 and PE2. And there were just 2 diets every year. So what I had to do was, in these 4 years, out of which I was going to go for youth service, and I ended up serving in River State where I had no clue how to survive, I had to find a way to make this work. Do you know what this plan did for me? I started processing my exemption right from while I was in school. There was no room for me faffing around. As a matter of fact, because of this plan, as I was landing in Port Harcourt, the very first thing I was asking was, where are the training centers? I need to know. Because there was no time. It was a race against time. He did not go straight. But I am happy to tell you that I clocked 30 in November, and the next April was my induction. I qualified right on the nick of time. Why? Every effort that went into the journey was targeted at hitting a target. Let me give you another example. When I was drawing this plan, I had a plan of becoming an MD at 35. I wanted an early retirement, and I was looking for how do I get profit and loss responsibility very, very early in life. And my target was by 35. I wanted to hit that. Guess what happened? I was shocked. Right on the stroke of 35, I got my first role as the head of an organization. And guess what? I didn't even add that it was going to be a multinational. It ended up being a multinational. These things work. And one last example I want to show you that is clearer, that makes certain things clearer, is because many of you are out there and you are wondering, what should I be doing now? I have many talents. I have many abilities. I do not know how to go about it. Let me show you one that many of you will be able to relate to, and that has to do with academics. And I'll be very quick about this because my director is chasing me and saying I need to hurry. Professor of psychology. That is what I would like to be one day. Now, where are you when you are planning this? Assume that you are in your final year of your undergrad. All right? This is final year. You are now trying to do a plan that takes you forward. Okay, now you are doing a 15-year plan. You are about to finish your degree. You are saying that you would like to stop, you like at 15 to be a professor of psychology. What that means is that by year 10, as a minimum, you should have a PhD that can lead you to a professorial title in psychology. Correct? It then means that minimum by year 5, you should have an MSc that can lead you to a PhD. Now, year 3. Year 3 says that now, if you want to have an MSc by year 3, at least you should have started the degree. Your MSc degree. Is that correct? Correct. Year 3, if you will have started, it means that by year 2, you should know exactly which school, how much, how you will fund it, whatever other questions that's surrounded with it. This must be answered by year 2. By year 1, what should you be doing? You should be actively searching and trying to get the admission. By now, you should be looking for how do you raise the money. Is it scholarship? Is it savings? Are you going to beg your uncle? What are you going to do? How do you get the money to raise it? And by now, which is where you are right now, you should not just be busy with final year. You should start searching. You should be looking around for school. You should be looking around for scholarship. Does this make sense to you? This is exactly what I've been speaking about when I say that if you are confused about what you should be doing right now, follow this reverse engineering plan. This works for everything, including children. When you want to have your first child, by what year would you like to get married? I've said this again. When you commit things to writing, and your soul and your mind and your spirit connect with it, and you commit it to God like He has asked us to do, these plans have a way of acquiring a life of their own, and that even when you've forgotten, certain forces are at work that will make some of those things happen. That is one of the reasons why I'm here talking to you today. I have to run now. But if you have questions on this, if you need the template I've been talking about, please send in a mail to that email address on your screen. I am happy to share with you. And if you want me to help you walk through this on a one-on-one basis, send me a mail as well. We will Skype, we will talk, we will see. Whatever I can do to help you, I'm glad to do. I'm sorry for being so long-winded this week, but I hope it's been worth the while. So, once again, like, subscribe, tweet, follow, send in your comments. Whatever you need to do, share this with other people because somebody just might need this. And I hope you will do it for yourself first. And I will be waiting to celebrate you when you achieve your set target. Once again, T-Mac is my name. It's been a pleasure being here with you this week. And as usual, all I'm trying to do is what? Make a little difference. Thank you and see you next week. Bye-bye.